Okay, hey cellos. Today I'm going to be walking you guys through. This is our bonus lesson on our G major 2 octave scale. Last 2 weeks we've been working on our C major scale, which is a really easy one for us. This one's going to be a little bit more challenging, but I think it's a really fun scale to work on playing. That introduced shifting for you guys as a really good one for that. And this is our 2 octave G major scale. We've done the 1 octave one, which is just whenever you started on your open G here and went to 4th finger on our D string. And today we're going to go beyond that. So, kind of a few things, quick review. Whenever we are in the key of G major or playing a G major scale, let's double check our key signature here. We have 1 sharp, F sharp. So our C's are going to be natural, our F's are going to be sharp. So sometimes we'll be using 2nd finger, other times we'll be using 3rd finger. So we want to make sure we know the difference and we're prepared for both of those. So let's look at just the first 2 measures of this, because this is the part of the scale we are familiar with and we know pretty well. This is all in first position, just starting on our open G string, going up to A, and then B, which is a 3rd finger note. This B here, we'll play with our 3rd finger, followed by C, 4th finger, right? Then that takes us to our open D string, right? Open D, here we are here. We go to 1st finger E, followed by F sharp. Remember our key signature, F sharp, 3rd finger, and then we'll end on 4th finger G. That takes care of the first octave for us. That's the easy part. That's the part we've played in class, like on exercises on our book, so on and so forth. That's just our finger pattern we're used to. Open 1, 3, 4, open 1, 3, 4. And then normally we would just go back down. But in this case, we're going to keep going and we're going to play a 2nd octave on top of it. That's why this is called a 2-octave G major scale. It's because we play the 1st octave, G to G, and then we add another G on top of that. So let's move on to the 3rd measure here. We play open A, 1st finger B, notes we're pretty familiar with. Here's where it starts getting a little different. C natural, right? Don't play 3rd finger, that's going to be C sharp. We got to remember our key signature. We only have 1 sharp and it's F sharp. So we have to play C natural. 2nd finger, I even wrote a 2 above there for you. And then we land on D. And that's really as far as we've gotten as far as notes we've learned. But we have 1 more octave we need to add on top of this. So let's take it from the beginning as far as we've learned it. So the first 3 measures starting on this open G. So G, A, B, C. That takes us through the 1st measure. Here's our D, D, E, F sharp, G. That's the 2nd measure. 3rd measure, A, B, C natural, D. All right, so this is basically all the notes we've learned so far from our G string all the way to our A string. Now, here's where something kind of different happens. We go up to, this is an E, because if we think about our musical alphabet, what would come after D? If we think our alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, this is our E right here. Now there's a couple symbols around here. Let's talk about these real quick. Well, that's an email. Starting with the number with the dash above it. Now, anytime in music we see like a note and it's got a dash with a number, that indicates that a shift has happened. Like if you think like how basses have to shift up and down their neck a lot, and they've been doing that all year, we have to do it eventually too, and this is where we're going to start. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our 1st finger. D was right here on this piece of tape. Our next note up is this piece of tape right here, and most of us should have this. This is a whole step, not a half step. Some of you have the red tape or the black tape, something like that in between these. This is a whole step, so make sure if you've got like a piece of tape for every single step, you can see I've only got a few of them. We move up a whole step, and here's where this Roman numeral comes in. This is what we call 4th position. All right, so this was 1st position because this is like right here at the end. 4th position is up here, and this is going to be E. So it should sound like this. If you're playing along with it, you've got your cello, make sure you have the same pitch here. not, or it's first finger. So this is our E. So we're going to continue like playing in fourth position. Then we're going to go to F sharp. Remember our key signature, F sharp, third finger. Another whole step up, third finger. So first finger E, F sharp, and then that's going to bring us to our last G. Now, a good way to tell while you're in fourth position that your hand is in the right spot, if you turn your cello sideways, move this out of the way where it's a little easier to see, and we could see our neck kind of has this groove right here where it changes directions. Fourth position, our thumb is going to actually fit very, very nicely, like right here at the end of our fingerboard. So we were up here, remember, second finger and thumb stay together. That's how what happens here when we move to fourth position. And then our thumb is actually going to be kind of seen. We can look here. It's going to be kind of actually behind our first finger while we're in fourth position. It's just a little bit ahead of it. So again, let's look at that shift one more time. Starting at D, I'm going to be starting fourth finger D. And I would practice just these two notes, moving from D to E. While you're practicing getting used to this, just D, E, back and forth, D, E, D, E, and then that's followed by F sharp, G. So I'm going to start on open A. This is the third measure, and I'm going to play all of these notes very slowly so you can see how this pattern is supposed to unfold. So we're starting on open A, going to B, C natural, D, shift, E, F sharp, G. And I would just practice this until it starts feeling comfortable, just working up to that high G. My fault there. That's actually something that we can, a habit we can get into. Remember when we're down in first position here, use second finger C natural, and then use third finger up here. Slowly. Okay, now we've made it to the top of our G major scale, and from here we've just got to work backwards. So we're going to repeat the top note. We're going to play that G again. F sharp, remember we played that with our third finger back here. We're still playing it with our third finger here. Then we go to first finger E. So we've just walked backwards. And here, this D, remember we have another dash. Remember that tells us a shift happens. We're out of fingers here. So we've got to shift back down to first position. That's what the Roman numeral 1 means. Remember, this is fourth position, first position, fourth finger D. And now I'll take a second to think, is this next note, is it C sharp or C natural? Should be C natural too. And then remember we're using F sharp here. Alright, practice this on your own pizzicato a bit, just getting used to that shift, and then once you kind of start feeling a little bit comfortable, let's try playing this in half notes with a metronome, and you can follow along with me while I do that. 1, 2, ready, go.